right, welcome everybody to the BitcoinFi Accelerator Demo Day. I'm really glad that you're here today and thank you very much for taking the time. My name is Maxime Bucaille and I will be your host for today's session. I'm an investor at Draper Associates where I lead all our efforts in crypto, Bitcoin, and blockchain investments overall. Today, I want to take you a little bit about who are the teams that put together the BitcoinFi Accelerator, how we thought about building this program, why invest in Bitcoin right now, and finally, you'll get to hear from the 8 teams part of our first batch to pitch in front of you. So the program is brought to you by BoostVC, Draper Associates, and Thesis. At Draper Associates, we're one of the world's leading venture capital firm. We invested since 1995 when we were founded by Tim Draper in companies such as Hotmail, Skype, SpaceX, Tesla, Robinhood, or Carta, to name a few. BoostVC, they're the world's leading pre-seed deep tech venture fund. If you're building a crazy idea and have bold ambitions, they're the person to go for your first check. And Thesis, they're a leading Bitcoin venture studio that has been building Bitcoin products for the past 10 years. Together, I think we bring the perfect mix between operational expertise and investment advice to help our founders go from 0 to 1 with their Bitcoin businesses. So here's a little bit about our commitment to Bitcoin. All our firms have been in the space since the beginning, and here are a couple of fun facts. So Tim Draper notably bought 30,000 Bitcoins back in 2014. The Draper ecosystem has invested in over 100 crypto companies. Adam Draper was one of the very first investors in Coinbase back in 2012. And BoostVC started the first ever accelerator program for Bitcoin in 2013. Some of the biggest companies in Bitcoin you know today started here in the Boost basement back then. And funny enough, Thesis is one of those companies. Matt Longo founded Thesis in 2014, and since then they went on to build some of the products we all use today, products such as the Fold Wallet, TBTC, the Keep Network, and more recently, the Mezzo Layer 2. And well, looking back, Bitcoin's at $100,000 now, and I think this commitment has paid off pretty well. But we're really convinced that this is just the beginning. So why building an accelerator now? Well, I think we're at a pivotal moment in the history of Bitcoin development. Not only Bitcoin today is widely accepted as a store of value, it's been accepted by Wall Street with the development of ETFs. Some of the world's largest asset managers today hold Bitcoin. It's also been recognized by countries and governments where Bitcoin is legal tender. And we believe that over the next 10 years, Bitcoin will continue its march to take over many of the fiat currencies that we have around us today. But probably the most important thing that happened to Bitcoin and why things really changed in these past 2 years is that Bitcoin is now a programmable blockchain. We've seen it with other smart contracts blockchain, such as Ethereum or Solana. Blockchain has the potential to transform many industries, from social media to finance or gaming, to name a few applications. 2 years ago, we managed to develop many new protocols on Bitcoin, protocols such as Ordinals, Runes, or BRC20. As a venture capital, I've never seen that many builders coming, experimenting, and build applications directly on the Bitcoin blockchain. And we think this is just the beginning. Here are a couple of stats. So Bitcoin on-chain activity we can see today is an all-time high. Ordinals fees paid to miners are about $1 billion. Rune users keep on climbing every day. There's new Rune tokens being launched every day, with some of them already reaching $1 billion in market cap. And if you really look at what the Bitcoin blockchain is today, it has nothing to do with what it was 2 years ago. Today, those transactions related to Runes or Ordinals represent about 2/3 of the Bitcoin block space. And we think this will keep on growing. But it's not only happening on the main chain. We know that Bitcoin is the largest, most secure, most valuable blockchain, but Bitcoin is slow and Bitcoin is expensive. So what did entrepreneurs do about it? Over the past year, Bitcoin Layer 2s have been one of the main topics. There's around 50 teams across the world working on scalability and programmability for Bitcoin. And we believe this will bring the next 100,000 applications directly on Bitcoin. 200 of them are already live. And generally, a lot of this infrastructure is still in testnet, and some of the biggest layer 2s are going to be live in the next couple of months. So we're looking at a $1 trillion asset on a blockchain that's programmable with unprecedented rise in entrepreneurs coming and building applications on it. So this is why we created the accelerator. We want to turbocharge the next 1,000 apps building on Bitcoin. So when we announced the accelerator back in September, we received amazing community support. We had over 200 applicants coming from all around the world. And essentially the program, what we've put together is we're investing directly in those companies $150,000. The teams are receiving over $450,000 in perks. And we've also partnered with amazing mentors and companies that are providing advice, workshops, and more to the entrepreneurs. We couldn't have done this with some of our amazing sponsors. I want to give a special thank you to Keyrock, Trust Machine, Maestro, Arkham, and Starkware. Those are companies that are not only sponsoring the program, but really ecosystem partners that have provided the teams with amazing sessions and amazing piece of infrastructures and perks. And so, yeah, for this first one, we selected 8 companies. It's been amazing working alongside them. And so without further ado, I would love for all you to meet the companies part of the first batch of the BitcoinFi Accelerator.
I'm Rishabh Java, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of Sats.Terminal. I'm from Dubai. We're building the first DeFi aggregation protocol on Bitcoin.
I'm Smarak Nayak, I'm building Vermilion, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. Vermilion aims to be the most premium destination for media in the world. It's built on top of Bitcoin using ordinals.
My name is Peng Liu. So we are building Coffer Network, and from China. We are building the smart account solution for Bitcoin, like NoSafe, but on Bitcoin.
My name is Harsha Goli. We're building Magnolia, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. We are building the Bitcoin building blocks for OnRamp.
My name is Vikisan Mahalingam. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Torram, and we're based in Toronto, Canada. We're building the rails for institutional DeFi natively on Bitcoin.
My name is Iguana Gomez. My company is called Bitcoin Derby, and I come from the UK. I'm building a gaming and betting experience on Bitcoin.
My name is Valerie Nomi. I'm from LA. My company's name is Nomi. Nomi is a social art marketplace on Bitcoin.
I'm Felipe Servin. I'm from Mexico. We're building Sati, the easiest way to send and receive Bitcoin, as simple as sending a message.
Because I own Bitcoin, I love Bitcoin, and we think it's time to bring innovations on Bitcoin.
Regulators love it. It's allowed us to get licenses and fly through the regulatory process in ways that our competitors simply haven't been able to.
Bitcoin is freedom. It's this concept of libertad in emerging markets where I'm coming from.
The infrastructure that we're building is something that everybody building on Bitcoin is going to need. So the closer we can get to the projects and eventually the customers that are going to use our technology, the better it is.
Doing a startup is quite tough, especially in the start. I was running it solo and I found it incredibly draining, and it was like a massive relief when I found a co-founder. And so I joined the BitcoinFi Accelerator to essentially make it even easier for myself. I think surrounding yourself with other people who love Bitcoin, who want to build on Bitcoin and make Bitcoin better for everyone, it makes things easier.
The BitcoinFi Accelerator, I knew they would be selecting the best of the best and be offering the chance to suck information from different sectors, different people, which is definitely what has happened.
Meeting all these cool people and all the perspectives that they have, the journeys that they've taken, and also the high-level narratives that have existed in this space. Understanding how they think, really.
The connection, I met so many great people that I wanted to build with, I want to innovate with. I'm excited about the future of the Bitcoin blockchain and the fun that it's gonna happen,
I think in this ecosystem, we've realized that speed is extremely important. We've learned that it's really important to build fast, fail faster, and iterate and build again.
All right, so amazing team of people there. Can't wait for you guys to hear the pitches. Just before that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we thought about bringing a program. We worked really hard on this with the teams at Boost, the teams at Draper Associates, and Thesis, and essentially trying to put together a 6-week program to bring those teams from 0 to 1 and start building their business on Bitcoin. So at the beginning, we started really from the foundations to get to hear from some of the people working in Bitcoin since the beginning and its inception. We help those companies incorporate their companies and set themselves up for long-term success. Then we get them to introduce to all the Bitcoin infrastructure available today for them to build a specific application depending on their user base. We then went through helping them building their business model, thinking about how do you build a business inside crypto, how to think about your token, how to think about the regulatory and legal environments. They then went through crafting their go-to-market strategy, building a brand, partnerships, thinking about communities. And then finally, we really help them pitch and help them introduce them to many, many investors in the crypto space. Lastly, we're here in the heart of Silicon Valley at Draper University, where we all got together. It's been an amazing moment getting to know them in person. And we did some more social events, this demo day, as well as some final sessions. During the program, here are a few of the mentors that they got to hear from. I thought the sessions were really, really amazing. Even myself got to learn a lot. I would highly suggest doing a program like this, getting to meet some of those amazing people. So I want you guys to listen a little bit what happened during the 6 weeks and some of the key learnings our entrepreneurs got to hear.
It feels like momentum and timing are with the Bitcoin ecosystem. All of the innovations have been rapid prototyped on their chains, and bringing that economy to what I believe is the center of the universe, which is Bitcoin, is going to be an enormous economy. And so that's really, really exciting.
It's time for humanity to have cryptocurrency. I think it's time for humanity to have Bitcoin.
The people who can enable a circular economy are going to be the long-term winners.
The best apps, products, platforms in Bitcoin seem to be those that kind of align with the ethos of Bitcoin. So that's like open, fair, free, decentralized, simple.
You want the community there for every step of the way, even before your product is live and ready.
Startups don't die when they run out of money. They die when the team runs out of passion to work on them.
All right, so some quite interesting piece of feedback from the mentors. Thank you for all the mentors that participated. And so without further ado, let's hear the inaugural batch of the BitcoinFi Accelerator pitch. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Rishabh Java, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of Sats.Terminal, and we're the DeFi aggregation protocol for Bitcoin. As of today, only about 200,000 wallets have ever interacted with the Ordinals protocol or staked their Bitcoin. This is like 0.1% of the estimated 200 million unique Bitcoin wallets from like 106 million Bitcoin holders. That's because the Bitcoin market is in its infancy. It has a lot of barriers to entry that lead to a very inefficient market. And this inefficient market is greatly underserved, leading to traders missing out on potentially millions in profitable trades and institutions on billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin yields. That's where we come in with the DeFi aggregation protocol for Bitcoin. We're currently building a DEX, bridge, and staking aggregator. We're building an aggregator because an aggregator is a tried and tested solution to these problems in every ecosystem. Aggregators reduce inefficiency, they aggregate liquidity and improve usability in the process, growing the market a lot and becoming extremely profitable businesses. We're already doing this today with a Bitcoin DEX aggregator, where we're able to route your rune swaps through multiple order books and AMMs to reduce your price slippage. Because of this, our users are seeing on average 10% more runes for the same amount of Bitcoin. They're paying as much as 50% less of fees because of the partnerships we have from the marketplaces. And we're able to guarantee 100% order fill every single time. To put it simply, we're the best way to purchase runes in the Bitcoin market today. To grow this ecosystem further and to generate more trading volume, we've also built a customizable widget, which makes it so that you can bring runes trading functionality to any website in less than 5 minutes. This is already helping grow the ecosystem more, and so we're doing similar work on the Bitcoin staking side as well. We're building an institutional-grade platform for auto-compounding rewards from all protocols on Bitcoin Layer 1. Our toolkit makes it so that anyone with a Bitcoin wallet can stake their Bitcoin and generate yields from all protocols on all Bitcoin Layer 2s and other chains on Layer 1 with a single Bitcoin transaction. Do you no longer need to bridge your Bitcoin, swap it, stake it, claim your reward, swap it again, stake it again? You just need one transaction and Sats.Terminal. Our business model is extremely simple. We charge 25 basis points on all transactions through the platform and take a small percentage of the yields generated through the staking platform. Our community growth so far has been really encouraging and constant. We're already working with the biggest wallets in the ecosystem to bring native swapping and staking using our SDKs. We're also already on the websites of multiple blue chip runes, including 2 out of the top 5 runes in the market today. We've got the best working on this vision with us. Stan is my co-founder, is an industry veteran. He's worked with the biggest exchanges in the ecosystem, and including Bitcoin.com actually. And I've been a builder for many years. Before I got into crypto, I built and sold a fintech in Dubai. And later, I've done a lot of work in robotics that was recognized globally, including being awarded by Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. And I won 50 plus global Web3 and Web2 hackathons. Helping us on this vision, backing us, is a stellar set of investors and advisors. And now we invite you to join us as we pursue this opportunity of becoming the first DEX aggregator on the biggest blockchain in the world. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Smarak. Really excited to be pitching to all of you today. Together with my co-founder Taylor, we're building Vermilion, the most premium destination for media in the world. So when we think about the landscape for media or the internet more generally, we all get the feeling that it's kind of broken. Whether you're scrolling Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, we're all constantly inundated with low-quality content. Let's take this example of an AI-generated baby peacock. Despite it being AI-generated, it's racked up nearly 20,000 likes. If you then wanted to go and see what a real baby peacock looked like and you Googled it, you're met with more AI-generated baby peacocks. And so this is really emblematic of the internet as a whole. We've got really easy and cheap to make content. We've got easy and cheap to amplify content, but content that's really hard to find. Luckily for us, in early 2023, ordinals enabled a new model for the internet. Because of the natural properties of ordinals, we get market-based curation. The block-based market naturally filters out low-quality content. We also get a meaningful search again, because data on ordinals is completely standardized and universally accessible. If we then choose to only amplify content that gets high intent, on-chain engagement, we end up with a system where it's costly to create content, costly to amplify content, but really easy to find high-quality content. And so this is where Vermilion comes in. Vermilion is a window into the new internet built on Bitcoin. We're building a social media network where paid speech creates better incentives, where fees drive quality, and where human curation becomes valuable again. We're building this on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the most culturally significant blockchain in the world. If we want to be a home for premium media, there's no better place than Bitcoin. If we want to build a social media network that's on-chain, we need to be able to discover and explore on-chain media. And so that's why our first priority was to ship the most comprehensive Ordinals Explorer in the space. We launched recently and we've been quick to ship new features. We focused on easily accessible on-chain data, powerful discovery, as well as a clean, intuitive user interface. All of this will be very important moving forward. So our next release is an Instagram-style social feed that's driven purely by on-chain actions. All the content is backed by real economic value, And this leads to a really interesting discovery experience where attention follows economic commitment rather than algorithmic optimization. At the center of this feed is a feature we call boosts. So boosts are a new social primitive that enables collection and amplification through delegate inscriptions. The concept plays on the two definitions of the word boosts. When you boost an inscription, you're both collecting it as well as amplifying or boosting it to a wider audience. A boost is not just a social action. It's a premium inscription on a premium chain that carries both economic and social weight. So, why would anyone boost an inscription? I think there are three main reasons. One, people who boost inscriptions can establish themselves as curators by showing off their taste on chain. Two, people can form direct relationships with creators via supporting them through boosts. And three, people can speculate on the future value of inscriptions by boosting inscriptions they think will pop off in the future. If we manage to create a strong boosting culture, Vermilion becomes a home for premium media. Imagine an Instagram where every post, every like, every comment is paid for. That's Vermilion. So when we first discovered ordinals, it became very clear to us very quickly that ordinals was so much more than just NFTs on Bitcoin. The fact that it was completely immutable, the fact that it was being uploaded to the most resilient database on planet Earth, meant that the ordinals that we were seeing being uploaded were going to be the exact same ordinals that people many, many generations after us were going to see. We were seeing history being recorded in real time, block by block. And so if Bitcoin is a way of preserving history, Vermilion is a way of recording the present and engineering the culture to do so. We're building towards a future where the next Kanye drops their album on Bitcoin, not Spotify. And so our business model, really simple. We're going to charge 5,000 Sats or 5 USD per boost. We're going to keep it low and try and be the cheapest inscription service on the market so that we can help incentivize activity. As for market validation, similar products on ETH, such as Zora, are seeing up to 100K mints a day. So very confident in our ability to monetize from day one. Early traction also looks really good. We're getting positive feedback from the wider ordinals community. People are tweeting about Vermilion because they like it and they find that it's very useful. And people that do visit Vermilion spend a lot of time on it, more than they do so on Instagram or Twitter. So our next priority is to really consolidate the ordinals market, get everyone who uses ordinals onto Vermilion. Then beyond that, we want to expand and create strong cultural impact outside of crypto through creative partnerships and activations. And so a little bit about us. I'm Smarak. I've been in Bitcoin for a while now. Before this, I founded Neuro, which was a lending network built on top of Lightning. And my co-founder, Taylor, built Peggy, which was an NFT portfolio tracker. It's also built here before Vermilion, which was a curated music streaming service. Thank you guys for your time. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a great day.
So, hi everyone. My name is Pan Liu, the CEO and co-founder of Coffer Network. We are building the only smart contract solution for Bitcoin. So before I jump into our product now, let's talk about the Bitcoin DeFi today. The Bitcoin DeFi today is similar to what's happening in the main picture here. Our Bitcoin are sitting in MPC solution, and there's no permissionless exit for them because of me. Yes, that's right. That's because of me. I designed the risk control module in Cobalt Custody to make sure the permissionless exit doesn't exist. And as Bitcoin holders, we want permissionless exit. And that's why we're building Coffer Network today. Yesterday, I paid a visit to the final resting place for Steve Jobs. He used to say, creativity is just to connect innovations. Me and our team, we met back in 2018 when we were building prediction market back then. And since then, we were building product from time to time together. We know each other very well. And we all got inspired by all those innovations happening on Bitcoin right now. And we believe that we need a new product that can connect innovations in a non-custodial way. That's why we're building Coffer Network for today. So our solution is quite straightforward. We have multi-sig smart contract, and on top of that, we will have multi-sig API and SDK. And finally, we also have a product called COBDC. It's a non-custodial Bitcoin that allows you to earn yield in a non-custodial way. And we believe that's the key to unlock the 2 trillion TVL on Bitcoin Layer 1. Okay, let's dive into the product itself. Our multi-sig smart contract solution is already live, and we built the MVP, and the product is in audit with Thesis defense. So far, we received 220 million TVL as a commitment, and we will be able to release it at the end of this month. The second one I want to talk about is multi-sig API and SDK. So we have API already in our dev environment, and that one is in audit. SDK, we are still working on that. And we already have more than 10 ecosystem partners they want to build on top of us. And we want to become the non-custodial Bitcoin DeFi wallet standard for Bitcoin. And just like MetaMask for the EVM DeFi. The last but the most exciting part I want to talk about is a COBDC. It's a non-custodial Bitcoin, allows you to earn leftover yield, which just holding your Bitcoin in your own wallet. And we already finished the product as a design, and we have 220 million commitment for this product. BitcoinFi, the third largest mining pool on the planet, is our first institutional partner on this product. By the way, they also invest in us. So I also want to talk about this revenue model about Coffer. So we charge the management fee for the COBDC. And the other thing is we also charge for the API usage, and we can provide the delicate instance for institutional clients as well, and we charge for management fee. So before I finish the presentation, I want to talk about the roadmap as well. We have a very quite small team, and just like cockroach, we grow fast, we move fast, but all in a good way. We are going to release our smart account solution by the end of this month after the audit, and we are going to release the COBDC in January. Our goal is to have our first $1 billion TVL in the next 3 months, and we are aiming to have 10 billion TVL for the next 6 months. Okay, so before I finish the presentation, I want to ask one more question. Are you still waiting for Bitcoin to change your life, or you want to come and join us to change the future for Bitcoin? And thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to power your Bitcoin with a key. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's talk about Magnolia. My name is Harsha, and we're building a better Bitcoin custodian. Now, before we actually get started, are y'all ready for some drama? Bit of context first. In the US, in order to interact with any kind of crypto or Bitcoin, you've got to be licensed. And getting licensure is pretty hard because it's not granted at a federal level. It's not one license, it's 50. And that can be pretty tedious to acquire, especially if you're not Coinbase or Gemini. And if you're not those folks, you try and get licensure through what's called an off-the-shelf custodian or a custodian as a service. Typically, there's 5 to 7 of these that you can go with. But, and this is where things get kind of complicated, there's only 2 left right now instead of those 5 to 7. And the 2 that are left, well, they're also on fire. Bakkt just announced in their Q3 filings that they're facing financial difficulties. And Fortress Trust isn't far behind. Because there isn't another alternative for businesses to move to, it's kind of left the industry in a state of shock, which is where Magnolia comes in. We're building a better Bitcoin custodian. And we're set up to be a drop-in replacement for our competitors. And not only that, because we've got a vertically integrated payment system, we don't rely on BitGo like our other competitors do, which lets us be a lot closer to the actual projects that our clients want to integrate with. It's a pretty big deal because there's a lot of business moving to Bitcoin from broader crypto. A lot of these folks, they want to build their unique use cases in Bitcoin that they're bringing from crypto, and they don't have any way to do this. Folks like Layer 2 builders, Covenant builders, and Bitcoin DeFi builders. There isn't a single custodian in the space right now that can actually integrate any of these folks or onboard retail to them. It's kind of a big problem. So how do we onboard these folks? Well, We don't just onboard retail to these use cases. We want to enable those businesses and also accelerate them too. Let's talk about on-ramp for just a second. We're about to get licensure in California, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Michigan, and Virginia, a few others as well. And the other states will follow. We've got a custody solution as well. Custody is what actually integrates directly with Bitcoin at a native level. I'm talking script sig. It's pretty awesome. And then trading. That just converts fiat directly to assets, or assets to assets. With these three building blocks, we can create fantastic solutions that are pretty powerful. Here's one example of something that's totally possible with our APIs right now. This is an example of a configuration that enables Bitcoin, like taking retail Bitcoin, placing it in a lending DLC, taking the payout earned from that lending DLC, and then putting it toward retail users' debit cards. That's pretty wild. Another use case is international remittance in the US. We just receive stablecoins over Lightning, convert that to fiat, push that to a debit card. We also do on-ramping as well, and a ton of other configurations. Too many to list. Okay, so we've talked about the need for businesses as a whole, all the cool things that we're going to support as well, but what is our actual revenue model here? How do we plan on going to market, and how do we plan on actually bringing folks into our pipeline? Well, what we do differently is we don't rely on just a custody solution, which is typically very low margin. We rely on a payment solution as well, which is high margin. Think Bitcoin or BitGo. By using custody as an attractant to bring businesses to our platform, we actually charge on the payment services part of it, right? Which is pretty wild. This is actually something that none of our competitors have done to date. It's a pretty powerful combination. They come for custody, but we charge on payment services. Okay, so I know a lot about the space. It's almost like I've been working in the space for the last 10 years. That's because I have. I worked at Lightning Labs, Fold, which is currently ICOing, Swan, where I led Lightning and data, Voltage, where I was head of product, BitPay, Thesis, and we're heavily advised by Dan O'Prey, who is C-suite at Bakkt. He's leading us through the minefield. He's awesome. We've also got just a killer team here as well. Davi, who used to work at Fortress Trust, Zach, who's just honestly a cracked engineer that I've known for almost 10 years, and Caleb, who I brought with me to Fold, and now I'm just so humbled that he's followed me here to Magnolia. We know exactly what we're doing because, well, we're building exactly what we wish we've had for almost a decade. We're Magnolia, and Bitcoin needs us. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's no secret that Bitcoin today is massively underutilized. While ETH DeFi has peaked and hit its ceiling, Bitcoin DeFi is only on the verge of explosion. We're not just sitting around waiting for this to happen. We're going to make it happen. My name is Keeson. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Torram, where we're building a decentralized toolkit to unlock the next $1 trillion in value natively on Bitcoin. Our thesis is clear. Bitcoin DeFi will become the largest DeFi ecosystem in less than 3 years. While ETH DeFi peaked back in 2021 at 110 billion, the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem is only just beginning. This year alone, the BTC ecosystem has grown 13x. However, Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem is still missing core primitive infrastructure to enable the flow of trillions and really unlock the Bitcoin ecosystem beyond just a store of value. Look at global finance. We see trillions in value moving every single day. In Q2 of 2024 alone, the transaction volume of stablecoins was more than 2 times greater than the entire Visa network. So what's holding Bitcoin DeFi back? Blockchains are like a black box. Without oracles, the Bitcoin blockchain is like a computer without native internet. Without indexers, it's like the web without a search engine. Without relayers, it's like a highway without on-ramps. This goes to show that Bitcoin's use case today is limited compared to what it could be. Everyone building on Bitcoin today hits the same wall: underdeveloped Bitcoin infrastructure for real adoption. The potential is there, but the rails are not. This is why we're building Torram. We're building the essential infrastructure that Bitcoin has been waiting for. The way Chainlink and the Graph really unlocked the ETH DeFi ecosystem in 2017 is what we're modeling, and we're building similar infrastructure to unlock the BTC DeFi ecosystem, which we believe will be 100 times greater. We're building a complete BTC native DeFi toolkit. Oracles, think financial market data like NAV pricing, timestamp natively on Bitcoin blocks, allowing institutions to use Bitcoin as a settlement layer. Indexers, think Google search for all of Bitcoin DeFi data. Relayers, think high-speed rails for Bitcoin DeFi transactions. This is not just theory. We're making this a reality. Our testnet is scheduled to launch in the first half of 2025. We have 3 major phases of development. First is a decentralized Oracle network. Second is a decentralized indexer network. And third is relayer optimization. Our go-to-market strategy is pretty simple. We're working with our angel users like Bitcoin native stablecoins and early interested LOI partners. We're going to work closely with them to build effective, simple solutions that we can then take for greater adoption to institutions. We've had extremely high demand in less than 6 months. We have 10 LOIs signed and 40 more in the pipeline, including companies like Near and Arch Network. My co-founder and I have over 10 years of Web3 infrastructure combined. Lee has been building in the Web3 space for 8+ years and has previously built the node client software at Filecoin and contributed to multiple EIPs on Ethereum. I've been working in senior leadership roles for 7+ years in the Web3 space, and prior to that, spent 8 years working in institutional asset management. At the height of it, I was running a $2 billion fixed income book at CI Global Asset Management in Toronto. I built the DeFi strategy in the VC arm of a NASDAQ-listed Bitcoin mining company and led the BD and partnership efforts of L1 enterprise blockchain. Combined, we have product market fit, founder market fit, and complementary skills as co-founders. We've also built an in-house engineering team with over 30+ years of blockchain experience. Our advisory board is top class. These guys don't just believe in the Bitcoin ecosystem, they believe in us and believe in our ability to execute. We're not alone. We recently closed our first round of funding backed by some of the top VCs in the industry. These guys also don't just believe in the Bitcoin ecosystem, they believe that we are the team with the ability to execute. The industry is finally taking notice. Bitcoin has the trust, Bitcoin has the clarity, Bitcoin has the security, and now Bitcoin has Torram. We're now getting ready for the next chapter in Bitcoin, and it starts here. If you want to get in touch with me to learn more, reach out to me on Telegram @CryptoKeeson, or reach out to me via email, keeson@torram.xyz. Thank you for your time.
Hello, everybody. My name is Iguana, and I'm here today to introduce you to Bitcoin Derby, a Bitcoin-based, AI-enhanced horse racing game. But before I tell you everything about it, you may ask, why build another horse racing game? And yes, it is true. There are similar concepts in other chains like ZK Sync and Solana, but they have a cumulative market cap of over $1 billion, which tells us that they are a proven formula. And what Bitcoin Derby is doing is taking that formula and driving it further, not only as a game, but also as gamified infrastructure. Think of it like ZK races meets Immutable X, but on Bitcoin. And your next question might be, why Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is and will always be the strongest of all crypto brands. And that's not all. With the ascendance of meta protocols like Ordinals and Runes, sidechains, L2s, it's now easier than ever to leverage it, which means that the Bitcoin ecosystem is becoming absolutely primed for a gaming explosion. We see it. We see it through the rising numbers of new builders in the ecosystem, also on the interest on what we are building, because we can see that it's a powerful tool to onboard people to Bitcoin. Now that we got that out of the way, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Iguana, and I've been building gaming software for over 15 years for the likes of Honda, Avis, L'Oreal. And together with my team, we have over 40 years of combined experience running digital businesses. And what I'm bringing to you today is something that we're really, really happy to work on. And to tell you everything about it, let me take you in a little bit of a journey, a visualization journey. Imagine if we could mix the gameplay of a monster hit like Hill Climb Racing 2 with the absolute madness of Super Mario Kart and the horse racing betting thrills of Photo Finish. Well, welcome to Bitcoin Derby, a place where you can own, race, trade, lend, and bet on ordinal horses, racing on the most hilarious tracks against opponents from all over the world. What makes Bitcoin Derby exciting is that it's not just a gaming and betting experience. It comes in two modes, first of all. You can enjoy it as a automated mode on desktop and Telegram, but also as an arcade mode where you control the horses, navigating the tracks, playing casually on your mobile. Now, as soon as you lay eyes on us, you see the differentiators between us and our competitors. While they tend to focus on simulating reality, we bring you this fantastic world of colors, vibrant colors, and hilarious characters, which really adds to the gameplay. But also, we are the first movers to do so on Bitcoin. We also leverage multiple meta protocols, and they come with like culty-like communities for instant onboarding. One of the coolest features is actually our AI capabilities, which enables both the horses and the tracks to evolve after each race. Now, I told you earlier that we are not just a game, we are also a set of gamified infrastructure. And you will see this through many functions, such as asset ownership, swaps, payments, lending, staking, betting, even simulating futures. Yeah, that's right. You can, for instance, boost the performance of your horse by guessing the price movement of Bitcoin. Neat, right? Well, there is more. We are making all these available so that builders in the future can stand on our shoulders and use our tools and our white label solutions, such as this staking dashboard, to enable all this to their community very quickly. We are already working with some communities like Ordinal Geese, Pepinals, to give them some of these functionalities, where they can, for instance, stake their ordinals and reward their communities with tokens. Now, Bitcoin Derby is not just about the game, the fun, and the tech. It's also about having a solid business model. And that is something you can see through our multiple revenue streams, from race entry fees, betting commissions, in-game purchases, all that adding to a predicted first-year revenue of between $800,000 to $950,000. And believe me, this is actually a very conservative figure when you compare it against our competitors. I actually added a little slide at the end of this deck when you get it, so that you can learn more about it. Now, let's talk a little bit about execution. The experience is going to be launched in 3 key steps, 3 key phases. Phase 0 is the launch of our ordinals collection and the kickoff of our marketing activities. Phase 1 comes right after it, is the delivery of our betting experience, the desktop and Telegram experience. And then we finally move to deliver the full-blown experience on mobile, the arcade version, where you control the horses. Our go-to market is really, really clear. It's to absolutely saturate the market with our message. And we have a very clear goal for our 10K subscribers, starting with targeting the inner ecosystem in Bitcoin, the ordinal communities, going all the way up to the gaming communities elsewhere, not just Web3. I want to finish with one quick slide, which is that we are already backed by some amazing people. And to me, it doesn't matter if you are a player, a community, or an investor. I would love to welcome you to the big Bitcoin Derby family. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valerie. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Nomi, a social art marketplace on Bitcoin. I have 20 plus years in the art and design industry. I was building startups and exhibiting my art in galleries and museums around the world. I know this industry from the within, and I met with many artists, and I realized that creators right now don't have a platform in both Web 2 and Web 3 that supports freedom of expression. This is what our friends say. They love Bitcoin and they hate fiat. They think that governments shouldn't spy on their citizens. And even 5 years ago, it was not urgent, but right now, with the development of AI, it became obvious that as a society, we're over-controlled, and we need a self-custody solutions to move into the future. And it became possible. With the Bitcoin ordinals, it became a revolution on Bitcoin in 2023, when data was placed directly on Bitcoin and tracked through the ordinals protocol. And this is a legacy that is inscribed directly on Bitcoin, and it cannot be changed or deleted because it's on the biggest, the most censorship-resistant blockchain in the world. I felt inspired, and I decided to build Nomi mobile application that empowers artists and create culture on Bitcoin. This is how artist onboarding look nowadays. It is a fragmented ecosystem where artists need to have Twitter for promotion, they need to have Xverse wallet for storing the assets, they need to have Ordinals bot for inscriptions, and they need Magic Eden for trading art. Instead, we want to bring this experience into one mobile application that is Nomi. Why Nomi app is unique? Because it combines marketplace, social media, wallet, and library inside one application. Let me show you how it works. Before we enter, I want to share that this is a unique experience that the industry hasn't seen before. So when we enter, you can see the home feed with all the art pieces that you follow, artists that you liked, and then you can see that it is a mix of social media and art marketplace. So when you want to buy, you just select an account for payment and you buy this art. When you want to sell, you do the same. You select an account and you list this art for sale. Why is it so easy? Because the wallet is integrated inside the app. You can see your accounts, your balances inside one mobile application. And compared to the competitors like OpenSea, we make it seamless. Because in OpenSea, you need to go to the MetaMask to a separate mobile application and go back to buy the pieces. Here, you do everything in one place. Also, we want to onboard a lot of Web 2 users, and that's why we integrated library inside the mobile application. You can see articles and quizzes about blockchain technology, about crypto art, so that people can educate themselves and learn about this industry without leaving the app. Then we have messages. Those are direct messages and group chats between the users, and it's possible to make it token gated since we have already assets inside the app. And the last tab is profile. You can see how many pieces were inscribed, what's the volume, how big is the collection size. So all those pieces are ordinals, and they are directly on Bitcoin blockchain. It is a portfolio, and either you use it or as an artist or as a collector, you can show this portfolio to many people from your phone. And this experience will bring a lot of people that are interested in crypto art, but they still don't know how to enter it. If we go back to the presentation, I want to share more about the traction, about the market, and the business model. Starting from traction. Our app is live in the App Store. We are proud about it. It already has educational functionality. Plus, we have 15,000 users waitlisted for the beta version. We have 16,000 community members on X and Discord. Plus, we have 50+ network of artists and tech partners in the industry. Nomi is positioned on 3 markets. Digital art with 70 billion, Bitcoin is 1.3 trillion, and social media with 200 billion. We want to reach all those markets, starting from Ordinals market that is 4 billion at the moment. Our business model includes 2% fees that is quite standard for the industry, and we are taking the share of the largest NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, OKX, and Magic Eden. We know that Magic Eden makes right now approximately 6 million in the revenue, and we think that we can reach 2 million in the revenue for the first year. Our go-to-market and roadmap strategy includes releasing the app throughout the year in stages. So we started already the education, then we will integrate the marketplace, then exchange, and then we will bring Web2 users to the platform. And you can see our X account, those 11,000 followers were reached organically, and we want to activate the existing community and bring them to the app throughout different campaigns. We started this brand with Joaquin. He's my co-founder. I'm an artist, and he's a collector, so it's a really good match. And we felt so inspired about ordinals and Bitcoin, so we decided to launch the Nomi app and bring a lot of people that are interested into Bitcoin. We have 16 members on board as well, and we're building passionately this project for almost a year and a half already. At the end, I want to say that we go beyond the app. In Nomi, we build the brand. And we think that with this brand, we're going to change not only the crypto world, but the world itself. Crypto started as a freedom movement, and we keep this in mind while opening the doors for many creators. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Felipe. I'm the CEO and founder of Sati, and I want you to imagine a world where everyone can access Bitcoin with a simple message. That's Sati. We're here to present the future of money and emerging markets. Money is being disrupted around the world by hackers, day by day, globally. That's why we put together the best group of hackers that we can. Hacking communities, hacking companies, hacking technology, and hacking growth. All together, a seasoned team of professionals, specifically in different parts of the industry. This is not our first rodeo. The problem, money, is really difficult to be moved around emerging markets. Either slow transactions, inefficient times, and the most important thing is most of the people in these emerging markets are still with cash. So how do we onboard the next billion in countries where cash is king? That was the question. And we think the answer is convenience. Convenience of two things. On one side, the convenience of having it in your phone with a simple WhatsApp message. And on the other side, using networks of people that already exist. And this is some of the secrets in the industry. Currently, there is a hidden network of financial agents around the world. People that pretty much make a transaction exchanging cash to stablecoins or stablecoins to Bitcoin in every single emerging market. There are around 19 million people doing this around the globe, most of them in emerging markets, moving around $500 billion every year. And all of these conversations are happening in WhatsApp. This is why we decided to build Sati, to allow anyone, anywhere, to send Bitcoin as stablecoins as simple as sending a message. So if you know how to use WhatsApp, you already know how to use Sati. Instant, cheap, and secure. But the most important thing is, in a lot of countries, people don't have enough space to install new apps, either banking apps or crypto apps. That's why the no friction with WhatsApp is crucial for this. Let's check a little about our architecture. Sati is a composable social payment infrastructure. On the bottom, we have a wallet manager where, in a semi-custodial way, we create wallets that can manage Bitcoin, USDC, USDT, and more. In the middle, an API orchestrating all of these transactions, but on the top, as you can see, a simple bot that allows you to send and receive seamlessly. And you can see maybe a logo there, but that's a secret for the end of the presentation. This is Sati. You can create a wallet in less than 30 seconds. The interaction is quite simple. You talk to a bot, you say hello, and then you will request just a username and a PIN number. In that moment, you are ready to move Bitcoin or receive Bitcoin around the world. If you want to know more about this experience, check this QR, enjoy for yourself. This is how we move money around Sati. At the beginning, in the first stage, just moving between Sati users. One phone number to another phone number, one text message, and that's enough. And then we thought, why we don't start implementing other inputs and other outputs to be able to involve more people in this ecosystem and take Bitcoin to mass adoption. That's how we're building these new inputs. On one way, something that we call retail funding. Retail funding is a really simple solution. People in Mexico, for example, can go to any 7-Eleven, go to the cashier, show a barcode, and immediately just pay cash and receive Bitcoin in exchange. But you can also go to a Walmart and then say, well, I want to buy some USDC, and do the same. The last thing that we're implementing here is virtual accounts, where every user around the world can open a virtual account in the US and then just receive USDC when they're sending USD fiat to a normal bank account. Finally, you will say, well, how can I use these stablecoins in these markets, right? That's the last piece of this architecture, which is the peer-to-peer agents, where every single one can have access to just local currencies in a simple way. The business model is quite simple. Every single time that a user interacts with Sati, we have the freemium model by default. So no need to spend anything until you create or get some value out of the network, which is the ramps or the peer-to-peer swaps. The market size is quite big. Just talking about the activity of cross-border transactions around Latin America is $145 billion per year, being Mexico the biggest country with this activity. But there is around 500 million people in this situation with potential users. Or go-to-market, focus on a regional stage where Argentina, Venezuela, and Mexico are the main countries, but we have seen the potential to go global. We have identified 1.75 billion people in this situation. They live in countries where money is unstable. The combination of three ingredients make them perfect for Sati. 1, unstable currency. 2, difficult to access dollars. 3, WhatsApp is the best communication channel that they have, and that's exactly where we want to go and take the market. Finally, this 2024 was amazing. At the beginning of the year, with a couple of users, just testing the capabilities, and then suddenly, at the middle of the year, explosion. So we're ending the year 2024 with 10,000 users, and this is just the early traction. In this 2025, we are putting the evolution for Sati, and this is, we're taking Sati to the next level as an agent of AI, where imagine a day, you can just take your phone, open WhatsApp, and say, hello, Sati, I want to send 2 million sats to Maxim. Send, and that's it. I hope you can understand the need of Sati around the world. If you want to get involved, please come and join us and be part of this trend to take Bitcoin to mass adoption. Thank you.